What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Undiagnosed Baddie with your girl, BellaThaGawd. That's me. Undiagnosed Baddie podcast. Did I tell y'all? Am I bragging enough that Undiagnosed Baddie is officially listed as a podcast on YouTube? So shout out to me. I probably have. I probably will again. And I'm just going to say I'm going to keep cheering for myself because, baby, it took a while to be. I never classified it as a podcast. YouTube said, "Oh, you keep saying it." So now I don't just show up on my own feeds or, like I show up in like the music feeds and podcast feeds. So woo woo woo. Shout out to me now. Today's topic. We are talking about gaining friends, specifically best friends, and also ooh, juicy. Demoting friends to acquaintances. So let's go ahead and get into that. I want to talk about gaining friends and best friends as you move through life. Now, first, I do want to say I think the last friend, actual friend that I gained in timeline aspect and true like year timestamp aspect is Brooke. So shout out to Brooke, and shout out to her podcast. I don't have all the answers, so shout out to her. But Brooke had hit me. We had followed each other for a while on Twitter, back when Twitter was Twitter, okay? And for years, you just follow people because they're local. You see them. I never saw her outside. So one day she hit me in my DMs and was like, "Hey, I see what you're doing." And basically, the industry that we're in isn't keen, nice to, steals from, are raggedy, treat us bad, look us over as women. You want to be my friend? So I was like, okay, I'll be your friend. And I didn't, I just left it at that. So then my big cousin Chewy came into town. Shout out to Chewy. Shout out to Chewy. Shout out to her daughter Bay real quick. Bay is my little cousin. She is beautiful. And she crochets. She literally can crochet my face into a jacket. Like that's what she does. That is her God-given talent that was passed down to her by her grandmother, RIP to Auntie. So, Auntie Margie. And going back to that, cousin Chewy had an extra ticket to the jazz festival. So she's like, "Do you know anybody up here that could use this ticket? I don't want this ticket to go to waste." So I DM Brooke, like I was like, "Hey, I see you're bored. You want to come up here to this festival?" She was like, "Yeah." I said, "Grab a bottle, follow my directions. Take the bottle, do this, and this because they're not really checking, and you'll be able to get it in, and then we'll have something to drink. We ain't gotta do X, Y, and Z." She was like, "All right, cool, 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 cool." She came up, she followed directions, she got the bottle in. We had an amazing day. And that was really how we spent our first day being friends. And what I love is that she listened to me and didn't have to turn around and take the bottle back to the car that we got something in. Um and that has been years now. We're in 2026. That's been years now. So, shout out to Chewy unknowingly facilitating the birth of a friendship because I honestly don't know how we would have started hanging out. I mean, I guess it could be the typical do you want to go to the go-go? Do you want to go to the go-go? But when you go to the go-go, you don't really get to talk to somebody. You don't really get to get in their brain and see what they're thinking about or ask them, are they really enjoying? I know you enjoy the go-go because you're here, because the people that don't enjoy the go-go aren't here, like, right? So that started the birth of a friendship, and I am very much appreciative towards that because there are some things going on in that girl brain that are just is top tier, right? As far as creativity, as far as seeing a vision, and the only thing that's stopping us really from taking it to the next level is money. And I don't want to say networking because we do get out and network, but access. Yes, money and access. And that's what stops a lot of things. And so I really just want, people to understand that you can make um new friends at an older age. This question was specifically for when you're older. Like, and she was like, "And can you make I'm so sorry, y'all. Can you make um a specifically like a new best friend as you get older?" And that's where, in my opinion, I can segue the second part of my question into this, where it was talking about demoting friends to acquaintances. And sometimes life just does that, right? Sometimes life demotes someone by their actions, by their lack of actions, by my actions, by my lack of actions, right? And sometimes you don't realize it's happening until it fucking happens. And sometimes people are going through mental warfare, psychosis, all types of things that you were unaware of, and that plays a part in their life, that plays a part in how you choose to not move forward with them, right? And I say that because there was a time where I had a best friend or whatever, and I 100% know, I know that her, this is my podcast, her getting her tail beat, her getting her ass beat, played a part in me backing up from her. Because it wasn't one of those instances where there was no village for for you not to go to, for you not to evacuate the situation. I under I understand it takes someone 7 times, on average 7 times, to leave, and this and that, but there were no children involved, and it was as easy as leaving. But sometimes people want to stay because that's all that they're familiar with, and they say, go back to my mom's house to start all over. Well, I'll just stay here because it's not that bad. It's not. It's not. When your stuff getting destroyed, it's not. Damn. And when you see someone start to become soulless and lifeless while living, it starts to eat away at you and your energy and what you have. Now I have a lot of energy. I pick up on people's energy. I study energy. I study body language. I study the people, right? I probably, instead of having an applied associate's in mortuary science and a bachelor's in marketing, I probably should have psychology degrees, but I don't. But I study it and I have lots of books on it. I think it's very important to study the behavior of the human, study the behavior of men, study the behavior of self. And once you realize that somebody kind of sort of wants to stay in that situation, um, and again has the resources to leave but chooses not to leave, and I'm not saying that, and it wasn't just one person's house they could go to. They had a plethora of places that they could go to if they didn't want to go to their mom's house, but their mom's house was a good place to go. You don't want to be around that type of energy. That energy is heavy. You don't want to go over their house. You don't want their mate at functions. You don't want their mate around. But that's one of those things is, oh, well, I know it's girls' night, but I'm making up a name here. You can't sue me. There's no allegedly here, okay? So, oh, Jamal can come. Bitch, no, it's girls' night, and it's at my house, and I don't like that nigga. So why would he come over here? Oh, cause he think you're getting away. Oh, cause he thinks there's someone else here. Oh, because he thinks or knows someone else could pull you because he ain't got nothing, and you're supporting the entire household. Oh no, I don't want that drama here. I am someone. If you go back to several episodes back now, start from episode 1, because a lot of things that go in my life are continuous throughout the series, but I don't allow known drama to be around me, especially when we're going out, right? Sometimes if a mutual is hosting something and I have no control over the guest list, it happens. You're in the same space, you're in the same room. But when you have control over that, you don't let it happen. Because for what? Who wants the heaviness and known outcome of what it could be? We don't like you here, right? So you have to take that person and you have to demote them from best friend to acquaintance. And sometimes that sucks because you're grieving a living human. And unfortunately, it's a part of life, the game of life. And you learn, You love her, you move forward.